Want me to intro?
Oh, dude, please. I love it when you do it.
Just the two of us. Boop, 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 boop. It's only two bot talks this time. Just the two of us. Rebo's in Vegas. What's up, guys? Welcome to Pod Dogs. It's a two-man show today because Matt decided he's going to go gamble his life savings away. So welcome back. We're going to make it a quick little show. Talk about some fun things that happened recently. Today is August 13th, 2024. We're in the midst of some craziness.
Dude,
We're going to be talking
always.
surfing, astronauts, and who else knows what else? Social media. We'll figure it out. It's going to be a great show.
It'll be fun.
Potentially the best show
It's gonna be the best
we've
show.
ever done.
Yeah, the best show we've
I
ever
don't
done.
know. I don't know why it's going to be the best show, but it's going to be the best show we've ever done.
Oh,
So
man.
let's get started. Bob and Ryan here.
So I have a new goal. My new goal is I'm trying to surf 60 days over the course of the next year. And the reason why is last year I did 30 days and I like to surf, but I suck at it. I want to get better. So I figured if you want to get better, you got to do something more. So I decided to double up what I did last year. Let's hit 60. Let's try and do 60 days. And right now I'm on day 11. I just finished day 11. Got a few waves. Day 10 was kind of rough. That was on Friday. I was trying to come in from the water and I didn't do great. I was out there for 45 minutes, just struggle bus. I didn't even get one wave. So I'm tired. I paddled a bunch. Didn't get a wave. A little frustrated. Coming back in and I end up just over a bunch of rocks. I didn't realize that I was coming in just over, like, it wasn't a reef, but it is a bunch of rock. And I don't want to fuck up my board. So I immediately try to stand and it's just jagged and a wave hits me and I'm now just stuck in the middle of it. And oh God, I ended up cutting up my feet, getting out of the water. Didn't really realize my feet were cut up until I was standing with Tiff talking like, yeah, that was not the best, but so be it. And then I look down and you see a little bit of blood in the sand, like, oh, cool. Missing a nice little chunk of my toe on the bottom there. Ugh. So
This sounds painful. Ugh. Indeed.
I guess I just have baby feet though. I was talking to some other
Sure.
people, who surf a lot more, and and I asked them like, "Hey, you've been there. Do you wear booties? Like little coverings for your feet? Do you wear booties?" And they're like, unfortunately, you just got to go back out there and toughen up your feet." I'm like, fuck, that's not what I wanted to hear.
Booties are for girls.
Apparently, but I'm kind of about it right now. I'm thinking about it. Going for the booties.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone wear boots when they surf, but it's not like I watch a lot of surfing, so I don't really know.
So when it gets cold out here during the winter, you'll definitely see people, gloves and booties. I'll wear booties when it's cold, but I haven't done it during the summer just because, well, I take that back. I did it once and my brother never wanted to surf with me again. Yeah. I had booties. It was like, mid-calf booties because you can have different lengths, like mid-calf down to your ankle.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wearing mid-calf booties with my shorty wetsuit. So that means the wetsuit ended, right where your like elbows are, and then it also goes like down to where your knees are. So I had this like weird gap where my legs were showing, but then I had these like booties that were up to my calf. Yeah, he was not a fan of me being next to him in the water.
As somebody who doesn't surf, it reminds me when people hate on people who are like just learning to lift weights, or maybe they've been lifting weights for a while and they wear gloves
Yeah,
at the
dude,
gym.
I'm all about gloves. I did that for like a year, 2 years. I had the softest hands in the world.
That's what I'm saying. Why would I want to cut my hands up if I could avoid it?
I will never
Pressure.
Yeah, I will not harp on anybody who goes to the gym and wants to wear gloves. I get it. I mean, I don't anymore. And my hands are not as soft as they used to be. So that's
you naturally you calloused up a little bit, and you just don't need them anymore.
Yeah, but
I thought they were a good idea.
Do you think Chelsea would appreciate it if you had calloused hands?
No, probably not. I don't think she's clearly not attracted to my ruggedness. I don't have much of that going.
I don't know, dude. I look at you. I mean, you got some like plaid going on. It looks like you could be a lumberjack right now. You're close.
Ever since I've been watching Game of Thrones, you got to rock the shirt like this, cloak style. Okay?
Oh. Which, speaking of Game of Thrones, there's been some slight discussion, I think, of trying to find a Renaissance fair. Have you found one?
Oh, you know what? I haven't looked into it as much as I should have. But now that you mention it, I will definitely have to do it right after the cast. 'Cause I think that would be a great trip for us, the dogs, to go to. Put up some recordings, put up some videos of POVs of us just messing with some knights and maidens.
Like
I think
we
it'd be a good time.
definitely we dress up, right? We're not just showing up in a t-shirt and jeans.
I hope so. Matt didn't seem too interested, but if we both dress up, there's no way he's gonna be left behind. He's gonna FOMO out.
Yeah, 100% cloaking up. You're right. The cloaks are dope.
Cloaks are dope.
Although
I'm big on cloaks.
no capes though. I got that from
Not a cape.
got that from the Incredibles. You never wear a cape. No capes. So, anyways, yep. Day 11 of 60. I'm looking forward. I decided to try tracking it, just making some posts, social media posts on my personal account, because I am interested to see the progress I go through and being able to look back and see what I'm talking about. Like, oh yeah, I only caught like 1 or 2 waves at this beach and whatnot, and seeing how that changes over the course of the next 40 days, 60 days. Hopefully, I'm not surfing at the same spot, still sucking just as much. But
Are you trying to surf 60 times from this point till the end of the year, or are you talking 60 times throughout this whole year total?
good question. So it'd be 60 times over the course of the next. Now it'd actually be 11 months because I did start this about a month ago. So I got about 11 months left to do 50 more sessions, which I think for a lot of people who actually surf a lot, that's not a big deal to them because they probably go down 3 to 4 times a week. But I got a fucking day job.
Yes.
I'm sure they probably do too.
Okay.
But
so you started in July, and you want to hit 60 by next July.
yes, want to hit 60 by next July. Maybe I blow it out of the water. Maybe I surprise myself. But we'll see. Right now,
Yeah.
starting off on my big foam 8-foot board, and the ideal goal would be by the time I hit this 60 that I'm actually able to ride on my short board, which I bought way too soon. My confidence was through the roof for some reason. I thought that I was Kelly Slater, that I could surf a shortboard. I was an idiot. And I've held that in my closet for like 3 years because I'm nowhere near good enough to be on that thing. So,
well, it's okay. Yeah, confidence is key.
Confidence is key.
Yeah. Me thinking about you swimming out there and then having to get up and get down and get up and get down. I'm already tired thinking about it.
Oh man, Tiff has had some good takes when I've come in. She'll just be like, "Do you have fun out there?" I'm like, yeah, I enjoy it. Are you sure? Because I see you and you're just like, the water's just crashing on you and it looks like you're kind of struggling. Like, I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, there's some enjoyment there. It's like type 2 fun at that point.
It's something, you once you see even if it's minimal, the incremental progression of you getting better, I think it brings a lot of joy.
It does, for sure. And I think right now the incremental progression has been the slight confidence in being able to get up on this, big foam board I have and actually kind of ride it a little bit. But I am looking forward to the next increment, being able to take some turns, being able to, when I paddle for a wave, actually catch it. Right now I'm at like 50%. Like half the waves I paddle for, I don't even catch. So I'm just out there exhausting energy, mainly because I think I can't judge a good wave, and partly because I think I have these baby paddle arms. Like I just don't have a strong paddle because I don't do it enough. So I'm weak. So go out there and paddle more until my paddling power is increased and I can actually catch a wave. So you're
talking about like paddling with the wave to give you enough speed and I don't know, whatever, to actually be able to ride it.
Yes. Yeah. So when the wave is coming, you start paddling before it hits you to start moving in the same direction so you can catch the wave and ride it in. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a beginner telling you about surfing. I'm probably the worst person to be trying to explain surfing. I need someone else to explain surfing to me so I can properly explain it to you probably.
And it's okay. I get the idea. I mean, sheesh, I've only done it a handful of times when Art kind of got on like a kick where he's like, "We're gonna learn surfing this summer." So okay, we went and bought surfboards just to learn, and then I haven't touched that surfboard in so long. I don't even know where it is, to be honest.
Wait, so I just heard you have a surfboard.
Yeah, it's like neon green.
No way.
Yeah, it's tiny. I mean, it's big for me, but I think it's probably a shortboard because like I just went with the one I thought looked the coolest. I bought new fins. It was used, so like whatever. I think I only spent like $250 on it,
Okay. I need
but
to
I
see
was
this
like,
board.
this
I
is sick.
Yeah, I need to see this board. And it also sounds like pod dogs don't just go to the Renaissance Fair. Pod dogs go surfing. Bobby
Yeah, I mean,
goes
I'm in.
surfing.
I bought the surfboard salesman who looked like he lived on the beach his whole life. So he sold me on the sex wax. He's like, "Come on, it's called sex wax. You gotta go." I was like, "All right, bro, I'm in. Let's go."
Done. This guy knows what he's talking about. I love it. All right. Well, enough about my fantasy here of being able to be in the Olympics for surfing. I am curious about some astronaut talk that you're giving me earlier. You got me all excited. I love space. I mean, we did a whole episode about space before.
True.
Apparently,
Well,
you have some
I'm
more space.
maybe you've heard of it already, but maybe not. So apparently, there are two astronauts who had to go to the space station. I'm assuming in
Yes.
early June, and
Yes.
because of malfunctions to their capsules and stuff, they're gonna be stuck there for they think 8 months. Eh,
Boeing Starliner. I think that's the
Yeah, it
vessel
was
they
supposed
used.
to be like a week-long mission, and
Mm-hmm.
then they got there and they had leaks, and I'm sure other technical failures that they're like, if you fly, then you could die, and they're like, forget that. But now they're talking about there's no chance of them coming back till 2025.
Damn. I recall during that first week, I kind of followed it just very briefly. Like, oh, what's going on?
Hmm.
They had helium leaks. I remember they had helium leaks going on.
Right.
And then I just kind of like got lost in the sauce and Trump almost got assassinated. So
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes
so
sense. Yeah, that kind of took.
oh well,
I'm sure
astronauts.
even they were like, wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I was talking with Matt about that, and I was just thinking like, well, I might get like I don't feel like abandonment anxiety, but if that was me up there and then they were like, sorry, your week-long trip is going to be potentially 6 months plus now, I might panic a little bit because like I wouldn't be mentally prepared for like a longer journey. But these guys are the best of the best. They're astronauts. I'm sure they understand. But for me as a layman, I was like, there's no chance. I might panic up there
I don't know, dude. Been listening to some Tim Pool. DEI is a huge issue. I don't think they're up there because they're just the best. They're up there because more NASA's woke, so woke.
That's true. Very true. So super duper woke.
Oh,
Do
but
you do you know if they are responsible for fixing their own craft? Or do you have to send up more astronauts to try to fix it?
I think that depends on what the issue is. I mean, the best solution would be that you're able to resolve whatever issue is with what you have already. Sending any more
Sure.
material is going to cost extra time, money, and an additional risk. Well, then again, I mean, even fixing things with what you have there's an inherent risk there. But if you're going to send up more material, like, sure that we've had success docking with the station, but every single dock is another moment where something can go wrong. So I think NASA and whoever's working on this has probably looked at every angle they can for how do we fix this with what they have already before we need to send up more material. I don't even know if they've sent other capsules up there since they've been there.
I mean, I don't know. It feels like they've been up there probably for 2 months at this point. If it was in June.
NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams traveled to the International Space Station aboard Boeing Starliner capsule in June 2024. Yeah, it's August. Oh, boy.
Oof.
You're right. It's been about 2 months.
Oh, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'll cut this out.
Kobe's going wild. Kobe doesn't like this either. Kobe's very upset at Boeing Starliner for encountering these type of problems. The Starliner has encountered problems with its thrusters and helium leaks, which have made NASA and Boeing hesitant to proceed with their return until these issues are fully understood and resolved.
I have returned, Your Grace. Yep, Kobe's good now. Doesn't like the space race.
No, Kobe's not about this. Kobe wants to bring these astronauts home.
Bring our people home.
So despite the challenges, so it was, yeah, like I said, while you're gone, I said, I was reading out loud. It's some helium leaks that are the issues. The problems with the thrusters and helium leaks. Despite these challenges, both Wilmore and Williams have expressed confidence in the spacecraft's ability to bring them home safely. How confident would you be?
It sounds like they just want to come home.
I mean, I want to come home. How many dinner plans did they have to cancel because this went longer than a week?
Yeah, imagine your family be like, "Hey, hon, I'm gonna be gone for 8 months now." Sure you are.
Damn.
Yeah, that is not chill, not chill. I'm glad they're confident because I wouldn't be.
So an alternative plan would be to return them home using SpaceX's Crew Dragon or the Russian, man, I'm going to butcher the name, Soyuz capsule, which is kind of a slap in the face to Boeing. Like, hey, like, your vessel wasn't good enough, so we had to send someone else's to go get the people that, yours was supposed to handle.
You left in space.
Yeah, the people that you left in space. Good job. Which Boeing got a new CEO, by the way, too.
Oh, they did? Okay.
They did.
I remember that guy was getting grilled in one of those government against people.
Oh, yeah, probably talking to some members of Congress. I don't know. I didn't watch any of that stuff either. Probably should, but
yeah, they cooked him.
As he should be cooked.
It was one of those, like, you gave yourself a 60% raise, and, like, you're supposed to be completely transparent, but you weren't, so why'd you get a raise? Like,
man, do you blame these guys? Like, do you blame him for giving himself a raise since he had the opportunity to give himself a raise?
No, of course, I would probably do the exact same thing.
That's
look what happened now. You lost your job, but at least you got that money.
Yeah, he lost his job. CEOs and executives are the most interesting group of employees, if you want to call them that. They're the only group of employees who can suck at their job, get fired, and get paid for it. Like, get money for being terrible at what they do.
Pretty nice insurance plan. So long as you don't do anything where you have to pay people out, it's pretty nice.
It is nice. I don't have no severance package in case I fuck up. I just get booted.
Yeah, you enter the lovely unemployed workforce where you got to go back and search for a new job.
Ugh. I think once you reach that level where your job comes with a severance package, like almost guaranteed, short of, criminal malfeasance, you've kind of made it. You've made it.
Yeah, true.
You're in a class that not many of us get to be in. So good for you in a sense, but also fuck that CEO.
Yeah, should have done a better job.
Should have. And I don't know. I don't think the next CEO will be so much better. I just feel like it's just a drop-in replacement that we don't know who he is, who's going to do similar shit, cut corners, give himself high pay, and just continue the status quo essentially, just under a new name. His name, whatever the hell it is.
You just tell people you're going to do better. Things will change, and then things don't really have to change.
Yeah.
We'll forget about it until, another one of your doors comes off or something.
The only thing that I see that makes actual change is, unfortunately, government pressure and regulation. But if we don't have enough, say, FAA regulators to inspect their quality control and do audits, then why should Boeing feel inclined to make any drastic changes? That's just going to eat at their bottom line.
Right. They do have the shareholders to please. They like them more than they like us.
Yeah, they like that. Yeah, fuck yeah, they like them a lot more than like us. Shareholders are the ones that are propping up the value of their company.
Yeah.
And
speaking of,
I'm one of them.
What were you gonna say?
I'm one of them indirectly because
you're a Boeing shareholder.
Well, indirectly, I do own an index fund, an S&P 500 index fund, so I'm pretty sure Boeing is probably a part of that, which means I'm part of the fucking problem.
Yeah, but it's okay. You're at least you're not applying the pressure. You just bought it because it's a healthy investment. Okay.
That's a shitty thing, though. Like I I truly think that the way the stock market functions uh, is not the greatest for society. But if you don't take part in it, you're also going to miss out on some wealth. So
Oh yeah.
it's like you gotta take part in the evil to also sustain yourself financially. I don't know. There's some hypocrisy going on within myself that I struggle with when I invest in the stock market. And I don't know. I don't know how to deal with it yet. It bothers me. It bothers me so much. Like I give money to it. I'm like, oh, I fucking don't want to do this, but I know there's a return here. But it also feeds into this whole capitalistic system that I don't really like, and I think it could be way better, but it's not better right now. And I don't know if it'll ever get better. But I fucking know this will make me some more money that I need. So you've got my balls in a bind. So take the money.
Yeah, at this point, you might as well just take the money. It's just how the system works. If there was a better system where you could do it better, I'm sure you would do it. But this is just an obvious, clear path to add it to your funds. And I'd rather people like you make money who at least can recognize it, as opposed to people who are just always about the bottom line.
I guess. Oh well, I'll complain about money later because this will definitely lead into me talking about taxing the shit out of billionaires, especially after watching Elon and Trump talk last night. Holy shit!
Yeah. Another thing I liked about that interview was when they were talking about how what's it called? Like in Nagasaki and Hiroshima wasn't that bad. Like that they recovered. I don't know if you saw that part.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So Elon was talking about how like even places that have been bombed or have had some type of nuclear disaster after cleanup, essentially, you can still have life there and it can still thrive. And to that extent, like I don't think he's wrong. Like yes,
For sure,
yeah,
of course, you could come back.
of course you can come back. But I think Trump during that whole spiel, because Trump was talking about how dangerous nuclear could be, and I don't know if he's talking about like nuclear energy or nuclear weapons. I think he was kind of convoluting like and conflating each of them. So I think he was like kind of talking about both at the same time. And so Trump had this idea of like, oh, this is so dangerous, and then you had Elon on the other end talking about like, it's like it's not as dangerous as you think. And I'm pretty sure Trump didn't say it, but I can like I can feel the tension in the X space, whatever the hell it's called, the Twitter space. I can feel the tension.
The
where,
Twitterverse.
Yeah, the Twitterverse where Trump, I don't think he truly believed Elon. And there was a lot of this interview in general where I don't think they were really listening to each other. Like they just didn't seem to like really be listening or responding to each other. It's more like I'm gonna say something independent, and then the next dude might say something kind of like tangent to what I said, and also a whole independent idea. It's like it was it was just so boring, not insightful at all. Just
Okay,
I guess
it was a non-biased interview. Okay, pure Elon has no vested interest. Okay.
yeah. Elon has no vested interest in Trump winning, of course.
No, not at all.
This is giving me like a fucking headache right now.
We could talk about something less headacheful for probably the both of us,
Okay.
and that's social media and our I don't know what you'd say, how involved we are with our social media platforms.
Damn, this might be a bigger headache. This might be.
For you, you think?
Yeah. Well, I feel like social media could be overwhelming. I sometimes, like I said earlier, that I do want to track my goal with surfing, and I want to use social media as a way to to see my progress. But there's times where I'll open up Instagram or open up one of the platforms, and I'll see a bunch of messages, and I just immediately just close it. I can't deal. It's like I'm overwhelmed just seeing a bunch of messages that I need to open from my friends. Fucking close.
Like DMs and stuff and all that.
Forget it. I'll just come back to it like another day where I feel like I'm mentally ready and prepared to read all these DMs and messages that I missed. But yeah, the last time, if ever, I guess I'll start there. Did you ever use social media pretty regularly?
I mean, technically today, I still think I use social media fairly regularly. I just use it for different reasons than I used to in the past. But probably like I don't know if it was the high school in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Facebook was like the prime time thing. I mean, even before that, MySpace was like the pre-Facebook. And that at that point in my life, I guess social media was pretty important. I would always like to share pictures, and uh, I think it's just because everybody was on it. It was a brand new thing. Uh, all of the anybody who you'd want to know would be on it. All the planning of everything would be through social media because I think it was probably a little bit easier than texting.
Facebook events. That was I used
It,
those a lot at a certain point in my life. Facebook events, an event for whatever we're doing. I thought it was great.
you want to give other people FOMO, be like, look at all this cool stuff I'm doing that you're not doing. Like if you were my friend, maybe we could do these things together.
Okay, so early on, you were definitely. It sounded like I was also on MySpace in high school, and then I think it was towards the end of high school for us where Facebook started to blow up, and then like
Yep.
right after high school, it was definitely Facebook for at least people our age.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, definitely into early college too. I was using Facebook, not probably as frequent. I was never like super heavy into using it, but I just did it because probably everybody was doing it
So
at
sharing
the time.
photos. Would you do status updates? Like, would you make a status?
Yeah, I would do status updates. Like sometimes I'd try to be clever and like post funny stuff, and it was just like when I look back on it now, it's just really cringe. Lots of cringe stuff on early social media for me.
A lot of us did that. I did the same. I'm right there
Wow.
with you. I think I used it just quite the same as you did. Posting pictures, sharing photos, doing status updates, liking other people's photos and whatnot. Poking, lots of poking.
Oh, poking. Well, poking was the first for me that was like I always thought poking was like, oh, I'm interested in somebody, so I'm gonna poke you. But we're like not like maybe we're not close yet, but I think you're hot. I'm just gonna poke you. If you poke me back, potential hello, because I was an idiot.
That was the sliding into the DMs before you even slid into the DM. You poked.
Yes. Yeah, poke, poke, poke.
Poke away. All right.
Sorry if I ever poked you.
And then as the years went by, how did your use transition?
I think as I matured and I cared less and less, uh, my mentality changed where I didn't. It was like almost like a complete opposite. I didn't want people to know what I was doing. I didn't. I didn't want you to know where I was, who I was hanging out with. Uh, I didn't even think it was like a who cares about that or like people are gonna want to hear what I'm doing and see what I'm doing. I personally just didn't want anybody to know what I was doing, I guess. I just liked being more private than I did being out there. So my social media posting just stopped. It just fell off a cliff.
About when did that happen for you? Was that in the middle of college, after college?
It had to probably be the middle, maybe like after the first year or so of college. It was when all the boys were at North Point, I believe.
Okay.
Because I think when I looked back at my Facebook, those were probably the most like recent pictures I had.
Oh my
I
goodness.
so like there's a lot of pictures that I have that were at the apartment, all of us hanging out and kind of stuff. And then after that, it was just rare stuff. I just started dating Chelsea at some point, so I remember I had to like put her in some profile pictures, but like at that point in time, I didn't care about social media, so
Uh-huh.
I was just like you know how sometimes people are like, I want to be in your profile picture so
Oh
people
yeah.
know that like you're proud of me, like these kind of a deal.
Change your
But
relationship status.
oh yeah, there you go. There's another one. So my excuse, I guess, used to be like, I just don't care about social media, so I'm not gonna change things. Like I just did. I'm not on here enough to care. I don't care if people know if I'm in or out of a relationship, because the people closest to me are gonna know anyway.
Yep.
And that's all that mattered to me at that point. I didn't care if strangers knew I was in a relationship or not. But I still did just a few things, I guess, to appease and probably just like Chelsea, really. Well, other than that, it kind of just fell off the face of the earth.
And then
And
today, how are you using it?
uh, I use it mostly as like a group texting, as opposed to using my phone for like a text messaging thing. we like Instagram, for example. I just have like maybe one or two groups of little like of a few of our friends who just talk about. It started as one thing, like maybe we were talking about basketball, and then just never got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's not like we talk about it very frequently, but maybe once a week if something happens, we'll post in it and just be something we could all share. It's something I could easily do on the text group, but we just don't. It's just on Instagram already, so there's no point. Uh, yeah, I mean, I might. I guess I do like using it now. The most recent time I used social media for something, it's kind of like what you were doing. Is like it's almost like a documentation
Mm-hmm.
format, where it's like when I went to India for my brother's wedding, uh, a lot of people wanted to see pictures. They wanted to know what's going on because it's a unique thing. It's not
Yeah.
like you're just hanging out at the bars or something. Maybe that's what people like to post. But so I made a social media profile just so that if people ask like, "Oh, can I see pictures?" Da, 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 I'd be like, "Here, it's on this Instagram. You can go." I posted all the pictures that I took from India and my experiences and videos on this little thing. So then, even me, I could go back and look at it and be like, "Oh, look at all these cool things," and it all stays in one place. It's concise. I don't have to monitor it because I don't care. It's just for the people who like want to see that kind of thing. And yeah, that's probably the last thing
Wait,
I
you created a new
used it
handle for
for.
that, right?
Yeah, it was called Tay Brothers Do India. If
Yeah, there
anybody
we
wants to check
go.
it out.
That's right. That is a good idea. I like that. I think that is creative to create a handle specifically for a goal in mind, which for you it was, yeah, I'm in India. This is all what I'm doing in India.
Like I'll probably do that for my Europe trip that's coming up in September because it'll be the first time I've been to Europe, so I might as well.
Nice. I like.
Might as well.
Yeah.
And my main profile, I just looked at it. My main profile's posts are like over a year apart. So like this January of 2024, I went to a Laker game. I posted one picture of the floor because like I had really good seats. Chelsea's work got us really awesome seats. And then prior to that was my one wedding photo I posted, which was back in 2022.
Oh man. That long
And then
ago.
prior to, gosh, I don't even know what was it. And then prior to that, it was just a picture of Kobe when he was like a puppy, and that was in 2021. So they're just pretty spaced out because I just don't care. I don't know. I like taking pictures now. I do like having lots of pictures of my friends and activities and stuff. I just don't care to post them.
I think Matt would probably have a similar response too. I think Matt's also kind of, dropped off from posting and being on social media a lot, or at least like socially sharing items, and uses it more like how you're talking about as a way to communicate with your friends that you're already close with. You have groups and whatever. You send a few messages here and there. And unfortunately, what we don't have in our very close 3-person network right here on Pod Dogs is someone who's ramped up their social media use. Because while we over here have ramped down, there's people that have definitely ramped up and post everything. And
True.
And I find it intriguing where do they enjoy it? Like, are they having a good time doing that? It seems stressful to always like, oh, I gotta, I'm gonna post a new photo and I don't know, make a filter here and there. I don't know.
Hope I get a bunch of likes.
And I don't know if like, if they care to see the likes or not, because I think that's now a function where you can like hide the likes and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Oof.
If I'm posting, I want to see the likes.
Oh yeah, you want to see? Oh, you want to see the like? You want the numbers? You want the metrics?
I want to see the numbers. That's the whole point.
I mean, I recall, at least for me personally, I continued to use social media. I did a lot of Snapchat towards the end of college, and then Instagram every so often I'd post something. But once I came back from college and I was single, I posted, or at least used Snapchat still and Instagram. I was using it all the time. It wasn't until I started dating where I was like, I'm good.
I don't need to put myself out there anymore.
Yeah, essentially is what happened. Like I found my person. Like the person who I want to see like me do cool shit is with me doing cool shit.
Yep.
Like I don't need to share it now. And I
maybe
think
that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. And I look back like, damn, like I haven't posted like really much of anything ever since Tiff and I got together, which I don't hate. And I do kind of want to post some stuff. Like I said, I told you earlier, interested in seeing what my progression is. And I think social media is a good way to have some type of documentation that's easy to find, easy to store, and kind of forget about it. You know, I don't have to put a bunch of videos and clips together and find space on my own computer. No, fuck it. Just post a 30-second video of what I thought of the surf was that day, and it stays on that Instagram page for however long it needs to stay. And I can go back and check it out.
Yeah. Virtual diary.
A virtual diary. Essentially what Pod Dogs is also doing now.
Yeah. No, dude, I had like a, I don't know. I don't know what to call it, like a pondering moment where I was just sitting there thinking like, I wonder if my like great grandkids are gonna be able to see my social media and like get an idea of who I was as a person. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
People I'm not gonna see ever. I'm not even gonna know they exist, but are part of my lineage. Could be part of like just somebody in my family who'll be like, oh, that's my uncle, that's my great grandpa, or something like that.
I mean, at a certain point, Facebook, Meta, these social media companies die, right? Like the companies don't last forever. These servers don't
Sure.
last forever. Data does not last forever. You have to someone has to do something to keep the data around.
Sure.
So
true.
It would be intriguing if, like, you know, these Instagram videos or the YouTube videos that we're posting, if these companies decide that, you know what, we're going to keep all of this archived, all the data from 100 years ago and just keep it alive. We're just going to keep paying for it and making it accessible. It seems ridiculous to me that they would do such a thing, but it's not impossible.
That'd be pretty cool, right? Like they're like, okay, Facebook's ending in a year the 21 or 2080. You know, this Instagram is over, but everything that you've ever posted, we're gonna archive. So if you know somebody, you can go to like Instagram.archive and look them up, and you'll be able to see what they posted. It won't be in the Instagram format, but you can see all the raw things if you want to watch the videos or you want to see the pictures. Like you could download it yourself. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, they're rich enough.
This reminds me of when I was reading and listening to a lot of like history stuff for U.S. history or early U.S. history, like colonial U.S. history, and how, yeah, we have some documentation of, say, like the founding fathers debating about, you know, how are we going to write the Declaration of Independence? So what are we going to put in the Constitution? But there's a lot of stuff that isn't written down. We don't know. And we live in such an interesting era where it's like, we're going to have so much information about what was going on in this current decade, the decade before. Like, I don't know, like, how are historians going to parse this data that we're landing into in the next 10 years, where there's just video footage and interviews for hours, for lifetimes to watch? AI maybe does it. I don't know. Maybe you get some AI program to clip together a bunch of videos that's all misinformation, so we have a fake history to look at. Who knows? I don't know.
Even little things like people in the future that are related to me knowing what I sound like, knowing what I look like at this age. I kind of think that's like really cool. Like I don't even know what my like past my grandpa's generation sounds like. I don't have pictures of them at all. But now we have moving pictures with words. You could get a personality of the, of the people, of the person, or whatever they want to present. I'm just like, I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
Or Bobby, are we going to look back in 40 years from now, and just like how we look back at our original Facebook posts and statuses, and just look back at this and be like, God damn it! Oh no!
No. We're good, dude. We're cool. All right, we're cool now. We're hip, bro. We're super cool now.
Yeah.
You know, MBTI, all right? We've established our core personalities, okay?
All right.
It ain't changing.
Yeah, I agree with you. It would be really neat to see, you know, what my great grandfather looks like. Food. Chelsea brought food. Hi, Chelsea. Bye, Chelsea. Yeah, she can't hear me. But I have a photo. Actually, I posted this one on my Instagram, actually. It was a photo of I think it is my great grandfather. And it's the only photo I know of him. Uh-oh, you're gone.
Oh, no. Okay, so posted great grandfather.
A great, maybe 3 greats, Three great
Triple
grandfather.
great.
Yeah, and it's just this photo of a man sitting on a chair with his legs crossed over with, I think he has like a goatee and a mustache. I know nothing of the guy, but it is very intriguing to look at this photo and be like, I'm related. That's cool.
Yeah.
I know nothing of him.
This man lived a whole life.
The man lived a whole life. He could have been a fucking asshole.
True.
Or
probably not.
Or maybe not. But now
Probably not.
Your great grandkids are going to get a taste of who you are if they ever watch this. And by that time, this video will have 30 views.
We'll go over the triple digits. Come on, people. Give us some interaction.
Oh, man.
Get us to those triple digits. Get us to 20 subscribers.
Speaking of trips, I think there's a 3-pointer you wanted to show me.
Oh, yeah. There's a, for context sake, Olympics ended this past Sunday. U.S. men's basketball won another gold. And Steph Curry put on a performance that I have not seen somebody put on since the likes of Kobe. And it was just so funny, the things they were saying. Because they were calling Steph Curry, like, the demon of basketball. Like, it's impossible what he's doing. And I was like, yeah, that's how I want to be remembered. Truly awesome.
Our screen went funny. Wait, did you say he was the demon of basketball? That's what they call him?
Yeah, that's what the French announcers were calling him. The demon of basketball.
The demon of basketball. I mean, I feel like there could be a better nickname than that, but take it. The dude shut down France right there the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
How many years does he have left? I mean, he's been in the league for a bit too.
Probably, Steph Curry has the kind of game, in my opinion, where he will be useful even at an old age, just because he's the best shooter of all time. Pick players like Ray Allen, like Kyle Korver. Like, if you're older, but you can just hit knockdown threes when you need to, you can make a career for yourself. I don't know if he wants to play that much longer. I think he's also reaching that late 30s, early 40s age range. But if he wanted to, he could definitely be a serviceable piece on a lot of teams, just because 3-point shooting is so important in today's game.
You just make me think about the dad bod dude at the park who's a little chubby, older, grade, doesn't really run very fast, but he takes a sidestep, shoots the ball, and it's just a swish every time.
Yeah, can't leave him open.
Can't leave that dude open. He can't run very fast. He's not very agile, but my God, if he has an open shot, it's going in.
You put him on the slowest guy on the opposite team, so he doesn't really have to play defense. And then the second he's open, it's 3 points.
So you're saying that could be Curry in the future? Just the old man on the team, get him open, let him take the shot, and let him sink it.
Yeah, he might be the best 3-point shooter role player we've ever seen, because he's already the best shooter. This guy can do it. I believe it.
Who else is in contention? Larry Bird?
Like super old, probably I think maybe Ray Allen would be the next best one.
Okay.
Like he was just he was the guy, runs out, sits in the corner, hits a three. It's all he does. You even have people who are young who do that. Like in Miami, there's a guy, Duncan Robinson, who got a $50 million contract. All the guy did is shoot threes.
Damn. Well, he must shoot them really well.
Should shoot them good enough. Make your kids shoot threes and be kind of tall. And you never know. They might have an NBA career in the future.
You said that shooting a 3-pointer is now more important. What the hell happened? It sounds like this wasn't always the case for basketball. The threes weren't as powerful for whatever reason.
No, like in the 90s, 80s era, and even into the early 2000s, the 3-point game just wasn't as big. It was all about, I think it was because the game was a little bit more physical.
Okay.
Some people wanted to get in. They were allowed to be a little more handsy. It was harder to get them off. It just wasn't something that was practiced as much. I mean, even LeBron James's game has evolved from when he started. He's been in the game for 20 years now. Didn't shoot as many threes, and I think he shoots probably 2.5 times more than he used to at a younger age. It's a little easier on your body.
I think
right? You don't have to drive.
This reminds me of, I think, football in a sense, where when you said the game used to be a little more physical. So
Hmm.
if we're comparing, say, early 90s basketball to today, a lot more fouls are being called for similar moves then compared to early 90s, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can't be as handsy as you used to be able to. I mean, even Jordan's era, it wasn't even handsy. It was just straight bulldoze you to the ground.
Right. So if the risk of having fouls being called are higher, then that means, yeah, you're going to need to take shots out from further away with less contact. I see how that kind of plays into making it more important, to have a 3-point shot in the game today.
Yeah, I mean, sheesh. Michael Jordan was an insane scorer, and he only averaged, I think, less than two threes a game, whereas people like Steph Curry probably shoot at least 10 a game now.
Damn, that's a big difference. That's
It's
huge.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah, for
It is huge.
the NFL, I think more fouls are called for like roughing the passer than it used to be.
Oh yeah.
And so that's made it such that the quarterback is more inclined to, I guess, stand in the pocket and take that toss, take the throw, try and throw more. And I think you can see that in the stats of the average amount of yards in passing compared to today versus, say, like 80s, early 90s.
On average, it's gone up.
I'm pretty sure it has. And that's because
Yeah.
there's a favoritism towards throwing the ball because, if you hit the quarterback, there might be roughing the passer, so you're not going to hit him. Therefore, quarterback might have a little more time to throw the ball. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone will let me know. That's fine.
Yeah, I think
how
another
much of an
factor
idiot I am.
too is like athletes are getting better and they can do more things. So like early basketball, like your traditional center, your traditional power forward, didn't shoot threes. There were people like Shaq. You get down on the block, you're bigger, you're stronger, you're wider than other people. You get the rebound, you dunk the ball. That's like your job. Now every 7-footer who's coming out of college, who's coming from Europe, is banging in threes. It's a part of the game. It stretches the floor, it spreads people out, and you're seeing traditional roles being broken for more people who can, multifaceted, could do a lot more on the court. I mean, that's just what it is. That's how the game's evolved.
Yeah. Although today's athletes are tremendously athletic, amazing at what they do, I think there's something to be said about early professional sports. I'm talking like 1920s, like 1910s, when it was almost like, yeah, they're pros, but they're also kind of like, I think I would say amateurs in the same sense.
Yeah, they would get destroyed by players into the modern era. Even, like, 20, 30 years ago, they would get destroyed.
I remember reading about this one pitcher who pitched in the MLB in the 20s. And this guy was known for having his team, telling his team that, hey, everyone, like, sit down, just sit down. I'm just gonna throw strikeouts right now. So everyone just sit down on the field, and I'm gonna continue pitching. Like, you would never see that today. There's no chance that a pitcher could tell his team to sit down, and the managers are gonna be okay with it. Or, watching Clayton Kershaw on the mound pitching and just like mid-game be like, you know what, I'm done, and just like run through center field and leave the game. Like, those are the stories I read from this one. I can't remember his name right now, but
The good old days.
yeah, like that's like the 1920s. That's what I think about when I think of like early professional
The skill
sports.
gap, just huge.
Yeah, huge skill gap. And even those people, I mean, I guess relative to who they're playing, are still great, but by all means.
Oh, absolutely.
Watching them,
They're in the Hall of Fames and stuff.
all play each other was probably still fun and exciting. But I think that other aspect of just the random crap that happened, like, yeah, just telling other teams, sit down, let me handle all the pitching, and like, you guys don't do anything. These are things you've never seen. I would be very intrigued to see things like that happen today. But unfortunately,
Pretty badass.
yeah, unfortunately, the games have evolved and players are actually really good, and that type of amateur hour is over. Maybe I need to go to an amateur game. Maybe I'll see it there.
Yeah, probably at the lower levels.
Well, we're near our hour. And to end this off, let's do a Stinky Pinky.
Let's do a Stinky Pinky. All right, I got one for you.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Oh, man, I'm finding a lot of my Stinky Pinkies are sexually oriented. Maybe that says something about me. All right. Okay. So, my clue to you today is An erect musician.
Erect musician.
Yes.
An erect musician. A stiff. Stiff guitar. No. Stiff whiff. No. Erect musician.
You're on a good track.
Hard lard is not a lard is not a musician. I need to think of other words for musician.
Warmer, dude. Extremely warm on that one.
Oh. Only word I can think of. I need to think of other words for musician. Right now, I just keep having the word musician in my head. Musician. Artist. Hard artist? That doesn't rhyme. Stiff art. No, hard. You said hard lard was getting closer. So I feel like hard is definitely the word I need to play off of. Hard bard. That is dumb.
That's it. That was it right there, baby. That was it. A hard bard.
What is a bard?
A bard is like someone, I don't even know. I don't think medieval is the right word, phrase. I always think of bards when I think of like Dungeons and Dragons, like that kind of era, where it's just like somebody who plays music and it provides entertainment. But like in Dungeons and Dragons, the bard is the person who like provides buffs and attribute, improvements by playing music. So like you play guitar, your team gets stronger. They're inspired. You inspire people with your music almost. That's kind of how, or singing, something like that too.
We need a bard in the group.
We do need a bard.
Well, with that said, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us about your favorite bard. And yeah, how you use social media. Do you still post? Yeah, let us know. Like and subscribe. Till next time. Pod Dogs out.
Pod Dogs out.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. That helps us help you with more content.